Hi everybody, it's Sunday morning. I came into my studio to prep for a live Facebook session that I'm going to do in a couple of hours, and I see that the bowl, the dog dish bowl that I made yesterday is ready for its next step. So I thought I would just take a couple of minutes of your time and show you what's going on. So if you remember yesterday, I made this dog dish bowl, and it has a decal transfer, a decal on the outside of the bowl, and I did not underwire it. So I just want to show you that miraculously, in just the short time from making the video yesterday until today, the bowl just lifts off my bat. It has shrunk. You can see where the outside edge was, and if I put that back in, you can see that the bowl has shrunk, which is what you expect as the clay dries. But as I promised, it just lifts right off the bat. And now I can go ahead and do the next step, which is going to be to trim. To trim the edge, there is a very sharp corner, and I need to get rid of that. But as you can see, the bottom is perfectly flat, and it's going to stay that way, and that's the beauty about doing this process. So let me drop the angle of the camera down onto my wheel, and I'll show you what I do next. This is just a simple procedure. I don't need to put a lot of pressure on my trimming tool in order to remove that corner. As I had thrown the pot, I was careful to have the thickness of the wall what I want, the thickness of the base what I want, and whatever. So really there is no trimming other than to remove this. Now I could do it by hand and just take a fettling knife and just go along and just carve it off. But I have found that this works for me as well, and it's really simple, and it takes about 20 seconds. And I am done. And that's all the trimming that I have to do to this pot. I'm going to sign it. And I put my signature on the bottom. And now this bowl is complete. So if you did see my other video, I told you that in making, I ruined the pot. Well, I ruined the decal transfer. I didn't ruin the pot. So what I did after I went on air, after I closed the session, I went ahead and I applied the decal transfers to the outside of the bowl, and I put, again, one in the middle. So I'm just going to do this very same process. And I'm just going to trim off that rough corner. And that's all there is to it. This bowl is complete. So now my final step is going to be to decorate the rim. And I have decided that I'm going to do it in black. I'm just centering the bowl on my rim. I have my black Amico velvet black, velour black underglaze. And I'm just going to paint it on the rim. I'm going to need at least 3 coats, so I'm not worried about how I started and how rough it is. You can see that it stops and goes and stops and goes. But once I build up a little bit of thickness on the rim, it will all come together and it'll paint nicely. I just need to watch what I'm doing, because even though if I make a mistake, I can scrape it off or whatever, but I try to save myself that. So the time and care I take into doing it right the first time saves me correction time afterwards, and it also makes for a better looking pot if I just do it right the first time. So now I will just let that dry for about 20 seconds. I can see that it's lost its sheen, and it's very matte, which means that it's dry. And now I'll just put on another coat, and this glides much better. And that is all I'm going to do to this pot. So as far as the creating of this bowl, let me just put it back up. As far as the making and creating of this bowl, I've done everything that I need to do. It's really kind of dry, but it will just sit and wait to be bisque fired. Then I'm going to take it out and glaze it. So I will show you that process in part number 3. Thanks for watching.